degraded and humiliated and broke my spirit. That is literally my pickup technique for everything.
Like, I don't even have to give 100% dick. Like, I'm a pillow princess.
He's a pillow. That's always that last few seconds where I'm like, do I speak yet? And there was like, it always throws one more on there, and I was fucking up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 60 or 59. We don't know yet. We're not good at keeping track of these things. Welcome back, everybody. Ricky, what's up?
What up?
Right, there he is. The what up? And today we actually have a good friend, Jay.
What's good?
Lean. There you go. Boom.
There we go.
Man takes direction well. Man takes direction well. Let's start the show off the way we always do with shots.
Ladies always love that.
What's that?
Taking direction well.
Yes, taking direction well, yes. Ladies, if you're looking for somebody, he takes direction well.
That's right.
Do a shot with me, baby.
Give him better.
All right,
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
What do we say in the industry? Here you go. Read right there. What does that say?
Where shots are like handshakes.
Shots are like handshakes. That's yours. You can keep one of those
That's
and leave. Yeah. Actually, funny story. He does take direction well. You want to know why I know he takes direction well? Jay, how do we know each other?
So we go back to the Okinawa days, back in Kubasaki High. Drama.
Bam, 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 bam. We used to do theater together in Japan.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
It took us like 5-6 times before we
Yeah.
kind of figured it out.
There was like 4 times he came into my bar, and I was like, seems like a cool guy, real laid back, good energy. Easy guest, likes the same beer every time. And like the third time, he was hitting on my lady a lot, and I was just like, "Okay, I'm not a big fan of this. I'm not the biggest
sorry,
fan." You were hitting on her so much when you first left. You went to Queen's Gambit. I think you were with your.
Oh, that's right. I was with my cousin was going through a divorce. They got her some dick.
Your divorced
It was good to
cousin.
go.
The entire bar was like, she's divorced and looking for dick. Everybody, over here. And so like we were just throwing guys at her. She's like, no. Oh, he's cool. Okay, yeah, come over here, man. Like,
Nah, I picked out
guys
the perfect one. She likes the goofy guys. She picked out a good goofy
there you
guy.
go. I don't know which one it was, but shout out to the goofy dudes.
Yeah, goofy dudes.
So y'all went to Queen's Gambit and then came back like right around last call, and like you were talking to my girl a lot before that. I don't know if you knew it was my girl then, and then you came back and you started hitting. You were like hard, like arm around on the chair, like what's up, girl? And was it your mom's was there?
Yeah, my mom was there.
Okay, so your mom liked me a lot. She didn't know about Okinawa. We didn't know about Okinawa then. His mom was like, "You need to stop. That's the bartender's girlfriend." You're like,
Yo, as soon as she said that, I did.
you're like, okay.
My bad.
Oh, that guy. Oh, I like that guy. He seems like a nice guy. And I was like, do you, dog? Do you like me, bro? Do you like me, bro?
I didn't know, man. Yeah, you got a pretty girl.
Hey,
you got a pretty girl.
It's a nice compliment. If everyone wants a girl that someone is going to hit on. If no one's hitting on your girl when she's at the bar, maybe you should.
Probably you got the wrong girl.
Exactly.
You got the wrong girl.
That's an old Patrice O'Neill bit, not mine. I'm not a misogynist. But then the next time he came in, he's like, "Man, you look really familiar." I was like, "Yeah, I know I look familiar, dog, because you probably seen pictures of my girlfriend posting with me, dog. You know who I am." He's like, "No, it's not that. That's not why you look familiar." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, what is it?" And then we went through the rigmarole. Well, where do you work at? What bars have you worked at? You probably come in here a bunch. And then we found out fucking Japan.
Japan, dude.
Yeah. And not just Japan. It was also fucking. We did theater together.
Yep.
Like at the same time, like one of the shows I did, I was Detective Bloor for Arsenic and Old Lace. He was one of the techies, and I was like, "Wait a second, you were friends with Gabby and Francis and
right.
Jose, right?" He's like, yeah, we did tech for that show. I was like, I was on that show. I was like, I had like 5 lines. I was the guy who came in at the end. What the fuck are y'all doing? But I was like, holy shit, what the hell, man? Fucking small world.
Yeah.
Small world, literally across the
military.
worit's at a bar.
Yeah.
Just beating
It's
each other.
nuts. It's funny because like when I saw you, I did recognize you a little bit. Sorry for the girl thing again.
That's
You
fine.
gotta take your shots or whatever.
I get it.
But
Shooters
like
gonna shoot.
when you work in this industry, especially like me moving around a lot, like I get to the point where like faces just they're like familiar.
They
you
all
get used
blend
to seeing
in.
people.
Yeah,
They blend in into like a weird.
You probably saw a lot of people that look like me in Hawaii.
Yeah, right. Also
gotcha.
that
all
too.
those
Yeah.
Those are Pacific Islanders. Don't you insult them, because they will get on their surfboards and attack you right now.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
I love Moana.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Disney movies.
He'd love to make all you girls moan on a bed. So, there you go. Not now. That's a joke. These are just, I'm not like trying to break a relation when I make a joke like that. I love you. I want you to know that. These are just jokes.
That's cool.
He does like to make a moan. He does. He's very, very, very well versed in the sexual field. But anyways, yeah. So on Hawaii, yeah, the faces all blend together for you a lot.
Yeah,
not
100%.
just Hawaii. I mean,
no, yeah, everywhere, dude. I mean, I got out of the military back 2015. I've done a different city every year. I get to the point too where like I also met somebody from Carmel High. So after Okinawa, I went down to California, and he showed up at my bar. Guy had a mustache, looked exactly the same, minus
You went to high school in California. At what bar did you run into him at?
King's Ransom. That's where I was working at last.
And where's that at?
Alexandria.
Okay,
so I got
gotcha. So across the country. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like in California. I also ran it. I was like, wait, no. If the high school was down the street, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, dude.
Okay.
But it's funny because like when you move around a lot, you have these weird instances of like meeting people, and you're like, oh, where do I know you from? And then like it kind of feels like a cool like kismet kind of situation going on where you're like, holy fuck, what are the odds?
It feels like that
you
when
know?
you can figure it out.
Yes.
But when you don't, you're just like, okay, cool. Like when you go through like your 17 questions, and you're like, well, do you know this guy? You go here? Do you go? Okay, well, we just look familiar. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we maybe know each other, or one of us is just like, oh, all you guys look alike, So that happens a bunch where I get people coming to the bar like, I know you from somewhere, and when I'm really busy, I'm just like, probably, and I just keep moving. I'm like, I don't want to do this rigmarole and play the game because sometimes it's a really long game. Ricky, you getting any of that? Run into somebody from like Colorado here, or in Colorado, run into people from home.
So I have actually kind of a crazy story. Is me and like my mom, when we were like real poor, we ended up going from an apartment to we rented this basement from this lady that used to live in our neighborhood, and she bought a townhouse like in this apartment complex, and she had a son our age, and his name was Chaz, and we were like best friends.
Chaz is a good name.
And then like a couple years later, he ended up, this was like early elementary school, and then a couple years later, he ended up going to Kentucky to live with his dad. Like he's bumfuck nowhere, Kentucky. Disappeared completely, like kind of like forgot he existed in my mind. And then I was like walking in Potomac Mills one day, and I want to say it was like Hollister or some shit. I was walking past that, and I hear,
no,
Ricky,
wait, you at a Hollister?
I want to, no, he was in it, not me. I was just walking past.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And he was like, Ricky, is that you?
Damn, that's
I turned, and I was like, holy fucking
fuck
shit.
knows me, yeah.
And I hadn't seen this kid in probably like 10 years.
Damn.
And like somehow he still recognized me, and then we ended up like partying together like pretty heavily for a couple of years after that. Like he had a nice little property down in Fredericksburg. It's like 10, 15 acres. We would go down there and do all kinds of crazy shit.
That sounds sick.
I think
It was just like a crazy small world. Like what are the
yeah.
odds that like you both are both in the mall? Because like you gotta think like social media wasn't that prevalent back when they're like late teens, early 20s. So for that to happen, it's not like, oh, I just found someone on Facebook. I remember that name. Like
no, you literally have to like run back the history. There's no like internet helping you figure out how you know each other. That's crazy.
The old school way, yeah.
Well, I had to use the internet one time because back when Ricky was out in Colorado, I went to go visit him one time. We went to this roller derby event. Crazy. Have you ever been to roller derby?
I actually refed roller derby.
I was gonna say you have roller derby energy. You like
dude.
you were an ally to the roller derby.
Yeah, I am.
You look at me, you're like, maybe he goes. You were there. Like you're either running the popcorn stand or keeping score. So you're reffing.
Reffing, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome. We were there. We bought a VIP box because we had an extra $20 to spend on tickets. It was they're like, do you want a regular general admission ticket for $7 or for $12? Would you like the VIP box? I was like, VIP box,
VIP,
baby.
bitch.
Yeah, let's go. So we wound up like cheering. We were cheering for the local team, but the box next to us was the daughter of one of the other teams. So we were supposed to be cheering for Colorado Springs, but we wound up cheering for FOCO, Fort Collins. Is that who they are?
yeah. And the mom was hot, so Isaac's like, fuck Colorado Springs.
I was cheering. There was a little girl, and I was like appealing to her, seeing a strong feminine role model, and I was like, you know what? Good for you, because Wonder Woman didn't come out yet. So I was like, there are no strong female role models. I'm going to cheer for this other team. Oh, your mom's hot? That's cool. If you want to introduce me, whatever. Is your dad here? Oh, no, he's not around? All right, totally cool. So the introduction does happen after the game. They're like, you guys were cheering for us a bunch. We're like, yeah, mad FOCO fans, baby. We out here. And then they invited us to, like, do you remember the name of the bar? Because you were out there.
I want to say it was Thunder and Buttons.
Thunder and Buttons. That's... See, and if you tell me about a lesbian / roller derby bar, Thunder and Buttons sounds exactly like where to go to.
Apparently, it's actually one of the top like tranny bars in Colorado.
Oh, nice! There you go. See,
So,
another ally bar.
You always got to be dicey.
The buttons do
think
make
you're
sense,
picking
'cause
someone up.
That's how you showed off. But no, we went to the bar afterwards and like wanted befriending the girl, and she was really cool and nice. And then 20 minutes in, she's like, "This is my fiance." I was like, "Oh, totally." Nice. Totally cool. Erky, situation's blown. Let's get out of here. But before we had left, she like found me on, she's like, oh, is this you on Facebook? Goes to admin. She goes, oh, we have one mutual friend. Rick. It's another guy, not him. And I was like, oh, I know that guy. And so when I come back to Virginia, I'm talking to the guy and he's like, did you find my friend on Facebook? I was like, yeah. He goes, oh man, good times. I was like, oh yeah, roller derby, man. He goes, oh no, that girl. I was like, oh, I was like, don't tell me these things. I don't like knowing those things about strangers because like I just feel weird because like we had a really cool, genuine experience as human beings, just making connections. And then he's like, bro, she was like gargling on everybody. I was like, bro, no, she seems so nice. Now you're ruining this image
Isaac
of
was
me.
feeling the FOMO.
That's the nicest
And then
thing
I was
you
like,
could do, though.
maybe
That's the nicest thing you could do.
Then I was like, maybe I should have like, hey husband, because apparently she was okay going to Paris. And I was like, oh well, maybe that could have been a conversation that could have happened that I did not want. I have to say that for the show purposes, but yeah, small world moments there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's one of those things. Let's talk a little bit about your service industry background, just like a little bit. Give me like the first place you worked and like the place you're at now, and then the one place in between that you think was the most crucial to your development in this industry.
So I got, like I said, I got out of the military back in 2015, and I started at bartending school, which I know gets a lot of like side eye. And then I actually opened up in Tyson's Corner, Tyson's Beer Garden out there. That was my first job, technically.
Tyson's Beer Garden?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. Oh, so you're a beer fan?
Yeah, dude. That's why I like that German beers. I used to hate beer. Like I drank it out of necessity to get to the point. But like what I mean. Like I'm all about the German beers, and that's what kind of started my backbone with the knowledge. And so I've moved around every year. I had a really validating experience down in Biloxi for a little bit, where the manager, he owned like 3 of the restaurants. And he's like, "Oh, you're the traveling bartender," and I was like,
"No, you live in Mississippi."
That is, thank you. I've been seeing, Biloxi, Mississippi, man.
Bro, I went to college in Mississippi. It's a whole nother world down
there. Dude, it's a fucked up place, dude. But they do party. They do party. I'm telling you, the summertime's good. You get a guy on a boat, and you're fucked up on a boat, and it's pretty solid.
Biloxi's like kind of like their Vegas.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and
there's
like
so many casinos right there. There's nothing. There's no grocery stores. The grocery store's in the other town.
Dude, the grocery stores suck, man. I got spoiled.
If you want to go to a food line, you got to go to another town up, and nothing's but casinos, bars, tattoo shops. My aunt, the one I went to go see down in Florida, they used to live in Biloxi, and she told me about a good 15 years of where she was like, "That's where we lived, and that is the reason your cousin is the way she is." I was like, "Oh, got it. All right,
yeah,
cool."
Shit's fucky.
Yeah. It's a wild town. Yeah, I believe it.
I went there to chase a woman. That's actually mostly what I've been doing in my career as well. I kind of like chase women, chase bartending jobs, go from city to city, kind of do my thing.
Oh yeah, you're like a surfer of pussy.
Yeah, that's right. Gotta surf on through. Hang 10, man.
I waited till we got about 12 minutes in before I used the curse word pussy. So there we go. So okay.
So it sounds like you've been everywhere. Do you have any like favorite spots that you've bartended like city wise?
Dude, I gotta say Oregon was my favorite because here's the thing. Oregon fucked me up though, because like I started East Coast, DC, down to Atlanta, went over to Denver for a little bit,
East Coast, Atlanta,
Denver. and then Oregon after that, and then Oregon spoiled me. Yeah, right.
DC, Atlanta, Arkansas. I don't love my mom and pop. Anywhere I'm bartending, looking for you. Yeah.
That's right. Actually, I could actually coin that song. Next time I pick up a girl, I could be like, for you,
just name it. Replace your cities, and then have replace
the names.
Chorus.
Yeah.
Oh, come. Okay. So you went DC, Atlanta, or you said Denver.
Denver, Oregon, and then Biloxi, and then back here, full circle. Actually,
you just skipped over California.
That was on purpose.
Oh
man.
no, okay.
I gotta tell you, I love California.
In a few days.
Don't get me wrong, California's a great place to visit, but like it's expensive as fuck, man.
I thought you were like it's a godless land.
No.
I was like, right. Yeah.
No, I don't feel that way.
Atlanta.
It's beautiful, but it's kind of weird. I mean, California's not really my speed. I like Oregon a lot. Oregon's my favorite spot. Going on to that second question.
Of the places you named, where were you the longest?
The longest. Probably Oregon. Yeah, a year and a half.
So
2 years.
what did you love so much about Oregon?
For me, it was the people. I mean, what I didn't like was like Atlanta was like this diverse, beautiful, like potpourri of people. Where like you know what I mean. You get somebody who looks like they stepped out of like a rap video with grills, hanging out with a hipster smoking a pipe, hanging out with some like scene kid in their 30s.
Diverse town, yeah.
Yeah, so like everybody in Atlanta had these loud personalities. What I liked about Oregon is very accepting. I didn't like the lack of diversity, but like the outdoors. So what I like is like I like a city that I can burrow myself into and be like, yo, this is it. And then also I hiked the Appalachian Trail back in 2017, so like I also have like trail trash written all over my forehead. As far as every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I want to fuck off and go in the mountains. Like I want to get the fuck out of here. Like
I get that. Having been to Atlanta and Colorado, no, I'll actually say this for the Bar and Me Bar Friend segment. I got to make sure I'm going to type this question into here. I did want to ask though. You said Oregon didn't have a lot of diversity. Do you think the video game Oregon Trail had anything to do with that?
yeah, I think most of the people that were on the way to Oregon died from dysentery, dude.
That makes sense. He was going out west and he wound up like going to Colorado Springs, and then was like dysentery, and he came back. That's why he came back, right? Dysentery.
Yeah, something like that.
You had dysentery, dude?
Do you know what is dysentery?
Did you catch polio on the way to your dysentery?
You probably know what that is, right?
Maybe.
What is it? I don't.
It's like death by diarrhea, I believe.
Oh, you just shit yourself to death? Is that? I don't. I know dysentery from the video game we played as young children.
All I can think of is that in that movie Fool's Gold, where they're talking about they died of consumption.
Was it a good movie?
I'm a Matthew McConaughey fan.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Love Matthew
I'm a
McConaughey.
Matthew
I like
McConaughey
Matthew
fan.
McConaughey when Matthew McConaughey's like showing up though, not like.
Well, I still like. Here's the thing: is everyone was Matthew McConaughey was just all right, and I was like, I like that he's that.
I
I'm
like
cool
that
with
too.
Yeah.
I actually used that when I worked with kids.
There you go.
That was my
Death by
callback. I'd be like,
Okay.
all right, and then they'd call back, all right. I love Matthew McConaughey. I like him better when he's like a good actor, like a fucking Texas Buyer Club.
Dallas Buyers Club. Get it fucking right.
Texas Dallas,
Non-ally. Oh yeah, you're right.
It's all Dallas, baby.
Oh, let me just take this in so I can get ready.
Fuck Dallas.
Dude, I love Dallas. Dude, way better than Houston. That's all I gotta say.
Way better than Houston.
Yeah, Houston looks like when you drive through the highways, it looks like somebody grew up playing with Hot Wheels, and they're like, you know what I'm gonna do after playing with these Hot Wheels? I'm gonna build a goddamn highway, like just a little swirly shit for no reason.
I did see a
Like-
great meme that was like, every American architect ever, this place is beautiful. What if we put a highway through it?
Yeah,
Right? That is kind of one of those. You better say something about Dallas you hate. I mean, we know you don't like the Cowboys. Everyone doesn't like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody likes the Cowboys. I mean,
Yeah, of course,
if I'm gonna base stuff off football, yeah. I mean, Ulster probably wouldn't be here either. You know, you get the football team, Washington football team. Is that what they have out
Man,
here?
you're fucking.
They're the Commanders, man.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I can
They're
only
the
hope the new owner changes the name again.
I just love how they spent a year on
they're
that.
the
They're
only-
like, we're gonna be the football team. They're like, you know what we're gonna be? The Commanders.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
It
What are you
starts
commanding?
with come and is followed with men. Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah. Come. Anyways, so you worked at the Tyson's Beer Garden. We actually wanted to sample a bunch of German beers because I found out you were a German beer fan.
Fuck yes.
So this is our middle drinking segment because we need to be drinking. We drink every episode, but every fucking podcast drinks. Our thing is that we are bartenders in this industry and we want to venture into this industry and talk about some drinks. So we are going to be trying. This is the Weinstefaner Weissbier. I know
Oldest beer in the world,
you're
baby.
Weissbier, yeah. It is from the oldest brewery in the world. What year do you know?
1140, which is funny.
No. Come on, get it. Don't give false facts here on the show. Go ahead.
1040. I knew I got the 40 right.
1040. Come on.
I got
1040.
like number dyslexia, yeah.
Oh yeah. What I love about this is because the millennia party for this brewery will be in 17 years. And Ricky, we're going.
Wait, what?
In 17 years, I just clear your calendar. We're going to the millennia party for this brewery.
I'll see you guys there.
They're going to be celebrating the millennia of this beer being open. They opened in 1040. It's the oldest continual working brewery industry in the world. Only changed its recipe one time. I think it was 1514 after Louis Pasteur talked about pasteurization of fucking yeast, because that's how he fought back after the Franco-Prussian War, because they were so embarrassed by the Germans that he's like, you know what, I'm going to ruin what you think the beer recipe is, because you think it's just these 2 ingredients. It's actually 3, because yeast is very fucking important. And then they were like, Germans were like, oh shit, so they had to change the German purity beer laws of 1514.
I will say the Germans are very anal retentive about their beer, but they've been doing it a long time. They deserve to be. America is like weird, especially with the IPA craze right now.
They have beers older than our nation.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
But we have this arrogance, I think, right now, especially with the IPA. Like, don't get me wrong, I love good IPA, but it fries your palate. Like I like these because I can sip it, drink it, and drink other things.
Well, let's actually try it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cheerios.
Cheers.
Ooh, can we touch the glass? The glass. Okay, I was trying to get the clink. Cheerios. Ricky.
One of my favorites. Their yeast
17
is
from
just
is
so
so good.
complex.
And so I'm told you can pour them from the bottle and just flip it upside down and then go, and you won't get a bunch of head because the way the yeast settles at the bottom helps the pouring. That is a bar fact. That is not like a real fact. That's a bar fact. So it means somebody that I respect told it to me, and I believe it.
That's fair. But I like a little head.
This beer, It's what every Weiss beer is trying to be. It is the original recipe.
It is.
Just type in 1514 Germany beer Puritan laws or German beer purity laws. I believe it's called.
Are they really strict? You know, actually, they only have. So when I worked at the beer garden, they only have one IPA that is
15,
loosely
16.
assigned.
I was off by
First
2
time.
years.
16,
Fuck,
15?
shit.
Oh shit, we have the computer right there. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
this is-
I'm
yeah, this is
technologically
yeah.
illiterate.
Only water, barley, hops. Yep. And then
Oh fuck, that's a new fact for me.
that is in fact. Yeah, it was 15, 16. I was
Well,
off
in
by 2
Bavaria,
years.
it's been fucking up though, because I do know that
What's up,
Bavaria
Bavaria?
also passed the coffee tax. You hear about that?
No, I don't know that. Is that like something that just happened?
No, it
Oh,
was
okay,
way
okay.
back. This is historic. So it was
Go to the 4 ingredients allowed in German beer purity law. Go to that one.
Malt,
Bavaria
hops,
Bavaria
yeast,
likes to
and
fuck
water.
around with the vices.
Originally, it was just the 3 ingredients: water,
Now it's
barley,
5.
hops. After the 15, 16, after Louis Pasteur, was like, fuck y'all motherfuckers. He proved to them, I was like, yeast is an active ingredient in beer, and they did not believe him, which is why we call pasteurization of yeast after Louis Pasteur.
Which also is kind of silly because that's.
If,
kinda the
you-
whole
was
if
point
more
you're going to
of
change
I
the
thought it was
world,
more for milk.
pasteurization, yeah, he did that with milk, but he also proved it with yeast. So that's Louis Pasteur fought that he hated the Germans because of what they did during the Franco-Prussian War. He's I don't know what he was in there. I just read it one day at a brewery because they had a bunch of Louis Pasteur pictures. I was like, why do y'all have? They're like, you don't understand what he did for beer. I was like, no. Why would I know that? I don't know that at all. So.
That's sick.
Okay, yeah, pull it up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah, it's
you
good.
pull it up. We'll get the next beer out.
I'm here for
Out
it.
of 5 though, Jay, what do you think?
This is my favorite beer actually.
Finish it. Okay, so a 5.
Yep, 5 for sure.
Oh, so
The
there was
yeast
a,
complexity is something that other wit beers in America can't do yet.
well, no, because Louis Pasteur was 1800s.
Oh, what?
I have no idea. Then that's what I had read. I don't know. I think they changed the beer law then from what it was. I think it was set in 15, 16, and then they had to adjust it to what he was saying was the 4 because it was originally the 3. That's what I had read, which makes sense. I was like, why is Louis Pasteur? I didn't think it was a 15th century man. I thought it was way after that.
Yeah.
These are all facts that are not fact. We're not scientists.
bar
we're just
facts.
bartenders.
Yeah, we're
these are all bar
bartenders.
facts.
I mean,
I thought it was a real fact. We're looking it up. It is a bar fact, but he did fight it. I don't know the exact timeline thing. We'll pull up the article, when we have it. Ricky's fucking producing his ass off right now. If we had Cletus here, we would still be on the desktop.
1863.
All right, let's try this
Vaccines?
next one. This is the
With an
Hogarden wit beer. Ricky, you got an empty glass? I can come
It
to
does
you.
now.
Bang, bang, bow.
So again, my thing is I feel like America's trying to recreate what's been done, whereas these people have been doing it for centuries, and it's like I don't understand why.
They've almost been doing it for millennia.
The only thing
Almost.
America's done that nobody else can do. Anheuser-Busch has the only consistent yeast strain each year, and that's what's in Bud Light,
Oh, okay.
which I think is weird claim to fame, right?
I did see this recently. It
Consistently
said,
bad.
what's the difference between a cup of yogurt left over just sitting in the sun and America? If you leave the yogurt alone for 200 years, it'll develop a culture.
I dig it. I dig it.
I'm kidding. I love America. Fuck yogurt,
Yeah,
man.
America's pretty solid.
Anyways, this
I love
is.
it.
So what are we trying here again? Oh, this is the Hogarden. Hogarden, another classic. This one came. What year was Hogarden around? I forget. 600 years ago. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh,
Only 600 euros.
that's clean.
It is clean. It is. I like
That
the
is
finish. I
clean.
like the finish on this. I just
Yeah.
the yeast is what gets me with the Weihenstephan. That's why I give it a 5.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
yeast in this is
I grabbed
alright,
this
but
thinking it was a Weiss beer. It's a wit beer, and can you explain people the difference between Weiss beer and wit beer, please?
I cannot.
Oh,
actually.
shit,
I haven't
man. I
worked
was-
in
I-
German.
I thought it was-
Fuck.
I thought I was throwing you a
I could try to
fucking
bullshit. I
softball,
can.
man.
I can. Yeah.
I was
no.
throwing you a softball.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I haven't worked with. The
Okay.
beer garden
You
was the
said
first.
Yeast. You said yeast. I thought
Yeah.
maybe yeast was the thing, but
I think it might be yeast related.
Okay,
I could have. I could have bullshitted my way through it. I'm pretty sure it has to
you
do
could
with yeast,
have.
though.
You could have, and then we would have had like 3 people who comment be like, "Jay's a fucking idiot.
He's a
this is
fucking
why he's
dumbass."
wrong," and then they would have.
Which also, by the way, as a traveling bartender, that's what I get
Yeah.
that imposter syndrome really quick.
Oh,
But like,
yeah,
I
it's
have like a little bit of knowledge about like what I need to sell, but I haven't sold German beers since my first place I worked at.
Oh damn! True. Dang. You got to work on that.
I've been on
What are you selling,
mixology
9?
kick.
Oh, you're a mixology guy? Ah, see?
See, my thing is, like, I prefer to drink beer.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can drink many of them.
I know
and
you when you come into the bar, all you ever order is a beer.
All I want is a beer.
Like trying to have something. We
but
try to
with
produce
professionally,
for the guests.
well, it's kind of like you don't dip into your own supply kind of thing a little bit.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like I know what a good cocktail tastes like, and that's what I focus on. So my job has been solidifying
when you're home
into
alone,
mixology.
are you breaking out the fucking?
Dude, also like no.
Okay, good.
Like if I have like a party going on, like you know what I mean? Like let's
you're
go around.
entertaining,
Yeah, if
that's
I'm
very different.
entertaining,
Yes.
it's kind of like cooking. Cooking to me is mixology. Like
I would judge you very hard if I showed up to your house and I see you like
shaking up some egg whites with
why
some
can't-
making a gin fizz for
peeling-
myself.
if you're pulling out egg whites and making some fizz, I'm like,
Like, yo, come
that's-
over. Like,
That's
hang
awesome.
out.
That's
And then-
awesome. But those 3 minutes you were doing, we could have been fucking betting on the game.
We could have also had 2 beers by then.
Exactly.
Start using like milk to clarify liquor and shit like that.
You do want to try that though.
What's that?
You've never heard of milk clarified drinks?
Milk what?
Ricky, tell them about it.
What the fuck?
Basically, what happens is you'll mix like milk with any type of liquor, like whiskey, vodka, whatever, and what it'll do is
You just let it set.
it'll start to curdle, and then what'll happen is a lot of like the shitty
Solids.
things that are in the alcohol. I can't think of like the proper term right now. What it'll do is it'll bind to the fat in the milk, and then what you do is you strain it through coffee, and it clarifies the alcohol, so it'll have like a heavier like taste in your mouth, but it'll also be a lot cleaner.
But you're not getting that milk taste because you want to strain it twice through
Holy
like
shit.
cheesecloth
So, hold on.
and then like a mesh strainer.
Because you got my gears turning.
So
So like,
here's the thing: go home,
you do that with flavor?
Bargoyles. Go home, make yourself just a batch of your favorite cocktail, whether it be a margarita, a Negroni, or anything. Just make a huge batch of it, and then add. We'll find out the exact amount of milk, the ratio, quote unquote. You then add the milk, and then you just let it set for like a day, 2 days, and then you strain it through cheesecloth and a mesh strainer, and then now you have a clarified drink because it strips out all the things that you mix with the alcohol, but you still get all of the taste. You get a little bit of the taste. A little bit of the taste comes through, but all of the alcohol. So you have a clear drink, and you hand somebody a clear beverage, and they're like, "What is that?" And you're like, "Oh, it's actually margarita." They're like, "No, it's not. It looks like water." You're like, I know, it's still a margarita. It's a clarified drink.
Dude.
Yeah.
If you combine that
Yeah, you can
and
do that to any
old fashioned with clear ice, you could have.
You could. We've never tried it.
So
Yeah,
it'll
funny
still
shit.
We've never tried it.
like if you have something like whiskey, it'll still hold its color a little bit. Like it'll still
Okay.
be-
I kind of figured because the chard is going to leave the color for
Yeah.
sure. There's no way you can get rid of that. I'm just trying to play off. So this is So my drinking preference definitely beer, but my experience and my background as solidified as so. What I do is when I move around a lot, I change the menus of the places I'm at. So
true.
I was working at a place in Oregon. So you asked what the place that most impacted me in my growth, and that was the Graduate in Eugene, and that's where I met my buddy Devin.
Graduate, great movie.
Yeah. It is a good movie.
It is a good movie. Yeah. Love
How
it.
was that? Wait, was that the one with?
a teenage boy achieves everything he ever wanted. He broke up a marriage and then just sits there for 30 seconds going, "Holy shit, this was wrong. I achieved everything I ever wanted, and this is not what I want at all." I love it. It's such a great movie.
Powerful.
Put a little bit of Simon and
allegory,
Garfunkel on it. Time it was, and what a time it was. As he just sits there on the bus driving away with a marriage he just broke up, and they're like, "Oh no." So good.
Old Dennis Hoffman eggs. That movie was made
Dennis
in, like-
Hoffman. Yeah.
That movie
Yeah.
was made in like the late 60s.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an older film, but like that's
It's good.
When you study film in school. That's one of the films like your graduate. You've never watched this. You're like, oh god, I should have watched this by now. I don't know why I haven't watched this. I'm 17 years old. But yeah, that's one of those. But you're working at the Graduate. Sorry.
Yeah, you get.
Yeah.
So the Graduate. When I started working there, it was so the Graduate's like this corporation that like spreads out, and the way they do is they treat every hotel as like an LLC. So they're their own private entity. They try to tackle the city, and the cocktails just.
What do you mean they try to
suck,
attack
dude.
the city?
They attack the city's like culture, like they try to incorporate. So for Eugene, for instance,
okay.
Eugene, for instance,
Why did you
tackles.
say incorporate?
Yeah, I'm aggressive.
I know, but if I'm on the city board and they're like building a new hotel and it's going to attack the city, you're like, I don't know. If
I said
want
tackle.
This.
That's different. It's a little bit.
Oh,
different.
tackle. I think you said attack.
Tackle.
I think you said
No,
attack.
no, no.
Sorry. I know him very well, so I'm comfortable with it. I feel like
Yeah, you good.
I've watched some episodes back where I'm like, way over here on the guest because I don't know him, but like I know you. I love you.
Yeah, you're good, bud.
Thank
I
you
love
so
you
much
too,
for
bud.
coming, man.
No, dude, I'm so glad.
It's been
Oh, you mean like the
Where the
Juneteenth
fucking
episode?
odds? What's up?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
gotta
jumping
watch
out of my
that.
chair for other reasons. I was jumping
watch
out of my
that.
chair for other reasons. That guy almost hit me like 3 times. I deserved
What?
I deserved every single time.
Yeah,
Is that why you're the instigator?
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, someone shout out to the original video. So before we try this next beer, let's actually rate. So how did you like that Hogarden on a 1 to 5 basis?
Honestly, I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh man,
It's clean, but it's not complex enough. Like,
see,
again, that's
I
the
like-
mixology
I
coming.
like clean. I like clean.
I like
I'm going
clean,
forward.
but I like to have a little pop.
We're gonna give an average of scores here when Ricky edits this. He's gonna give the average scores for everything. So you got a 5 and a 3.5.
Well,
I got.
this
What
is
was
the-
your
hold on.
score actually, Ricky, for the Weinstefaner?
Yeah, we can
The
get
first
that.
beer we did.
I'd give it a 4.
4. Okay. And then how
Nine.
did you feel about the last beer we just tried, the Hogarden? The white.
Like a 3.
3. Okay, man.
There you
maybe,
go.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But I do like clean though. That's my thing. So
That's fair.
All right.
Oh, you're
cool.
an IPA drinker, aren't you?
No, I drink seltzers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
So of
I-
course you like
I
clean.
like
You like to
IPAs.
be drunk, but not
I
taste the
l-
alcohol.
Yes, very much so. That's why I like Writer's Tears. Shout out Writer's
dope.
Tears.
Yeah,
It's
shout
such
out
a
to
clean
that.
finish. Such a clean finish. Shout out Kathy. We love you. She works at Writer's Tears. She's somebody I email every time when I'm super, super drunk. But today, this next
ahead.
beer.
Hold
this
on.
is the-
So what did you give the first one?
I give the first. That's a 5 out of 5. It's my favorite beer.
And then
Oh,
you
5 out
said,
of 5. Yeah,
you said
you're
the second one was 3.5. What about you, Isaac?
5 and then a 4. I meant Ricky was going to do this in editing. If you do it now, perfect. That's even better. I appreciate that. So next we're trying the Hofbrau München. Hofbrau, also one of the other oldest breweries in the world.
No, it's
Which
good.
one's this?
Also, they have a really awesome restaurant.
do they?
All in different places, kind of like a chain.
They got one in- yeah, they have one in Philly.
Vegas. It was really good.
Yeah, this is what they talk about the German purity law here. Munich beer specialty brewed according to the German purity law. Love that. Love that. We'll know more about what happened with the change with Louis Pasteur and his little war against them.
That one was smooth.
Oh, I didn't get
All
try
right,
it yet.
good.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself.
That's all right. Cool. It doesn't have a lot of head. It was a bad pour on my fault.
Yeah,
It's good drinking. It's
it's good.
easier.
It's very easy. I'd give that one a 4, but like here's my other thing too. Why I like Weihenstephan is Weihenstephan to me. So I
Say that one more
like
time.
the
Say that one more time.
Weihenstephan.
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 What, do you speak
So-
German fluently? What the fuck? You
no,
like
no,
beer
dude.
so much that you're like,
I
know
just
German.
I always know my
How
product.
much German do you speak? This much or this much?
Un poquito.
We actually shout out Taj. We love you. He was talking about the island he's from, St. Kitts, down in the Caribbean, and he was like, "Yeah, they were colonized by France." I was like, "Oh shit, you speak a little bit of French?" He's like, "See," we're like,
See.
we're like, no, wait, what is it? He's, "Oh shit, no, we." I'm like, "Yo, he wasn't even making a joke. You were making a joke because you're funny." He was 100% caught up in that moment. It
That's
was so
hilarious.
bad. Yeah, so great. But
All right, so what do you give that one, Isaac?
that one's a 3 for me.
That's a 3, really.
It's a 3, yeah. 3. Here's the thing.
Okay.
You're thinking 3 is bad. I'm thinking from a 1 to 5, 3 is exactly middle.
3 is good.
It's exactly middle.
okay.
I would drink it. I would order it again. I don't love it.
So 4. Okay, I got you.
Four-
That's
it's
same.
like I'm on the Cold Stone scale. Like it, love it, gotta have it.
Okay.
So if it's a 3, I like it.
So here's my thing. I was gonna say. So Hofbrau to me is like. So I like to approach a beer a little bit differently, like a woman, and like what a woman would do. This is, to me,
Weird, I've
is,
never seen you
is
drink beers.
Such a good girl. This is such a good girl.
Okay.
It's like perfectly does exactly what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
But what I like about Weihenstephan is he's got that little stink afterwards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, she'd throw a pinky up there.
Well, it's
This one right here is just like, that's not what Jesus would want.
Yeah.
That's what Hofbrau tastes like. It
There
tastes
you
like it's a good girl. Thank you.
It's a
You're
good
so
girl
proper.
post shower. She makes you have sex with her after the shower. There's no flavor. There's no when you're down there, you're just like I appreciate it, but there's no flavor.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it's
my
just,
favorite, especially in the industry. I don't know if you ever hooked up with
You wanna
fellow
ta-
industry
you wanna
people.
taste the
You
day.
like? I want to taste how your day was, girl.
So,
Yeah.
so you'd be like, oh, after a nice hike, you're like, let me see what that tastes like.
Oh, I was on the Appalachian Trail, baby. Let me taste 3 days no shower.
Ricky's gonna have some questions for you about your OnlyFans, but we'll talk about that later. Ricky, how do you feel about this beer?
It's good. I would honestly give
This
it
is
a
the
4
Hofbrau.
just because of how easy it is to drink.
Okay.
Like it's very
Okay.
like I could pound these for
Yeah,
sure.
no, you can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hofbrau is an amazing beer to pound. I got you on that. Cool. Fucking A. Good for you.
Although I guess because it's a good girl, you can't really pound it. You got to like make love to it.
No, a good girl wants to be pounded. She just doesn't know about it yet. You got to teach her.
she thinks Jesus says no, but Jesus actually wants that to happen.
Absolutely.
You're not having 12 kids from nothing. So, it's one of those things. All right, so the next beer here we are going to try. This is the. Could you say that for me?
Blanc.
You're a fucking hoe. The brewery.
Kronenbourg.
Kronenberg. Okay, so this is another. I don't even know where this is from. It was just.
I've actually never had this one, so I'm pretty pumped.
It was in the German beer section. So I was at Wegmans today talking to the beer guide, and I was like, hey, you should tell people your job isn't a beer guide, you're a spirit guide. He's like,
ooh, I love that.
He's like, I do. He's like, I've heard that before. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not that original, but.
But I've never heard that before. But I'm about to start doing that. I'm not a mixologist, not a bartender. I'm a spirit guide.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
But
I
you
love
can pull that off, yeah, with the necklace and the shirt. So Kronenberg with the blue bottle, which
I
doesn't.
could see you.
Oh, the
I could
nose
see you
on this is good.
I could see you hunting ghosts.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Oh my God, the ghost says you have to take your clothes off.
That's what the ghost said.
That's crazy.
You don't want to anger the spirits.
Oh gosh,
Your ancestors demand it.
you have demons inside of you.
Your great grandmother's here.
All right, cheers. This is a 1664 recipe. Holy shit, we're trying some old beers today. I got
the nose.
This one definitely does have a little more
So
fun.
the nose has I'm pumped. I can't wait to put this in my mouth.
Oh, you like Jewish girls? All right.
I love Jewish girls. Give me that. Oh my God, that is nuts.
There's a spice to it.
It's like
In the middle note, and
it's like a.
this is a 4 for me. Kronenberg.
Yeah, I gotta give that. This is like I'm tasting this, and I'm like, is this like what happened with the Anheuser-Busch? And they're like, this is what we're gonna try to create, but they're trash. Like it tastes like what the epitome of that. Like if you were to go like Platonian real quick and go off of like there's a pure version of everything. This is the pure version of what Anheuser-Busch has been trying to do, and I know that sounds probably bad because.
Wait,
Budweiser sucks.
I want to make sure I understand. This is the
Pils?
Anheuser-Busch. No, this is still wheat beer.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. But it says it's a malt. It's malt though.
That's the malt.
There
we go. That's
okay.
what we're getting.
Oh, yeah, we've never tried this. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a German beer in a blue bottle.
I want to have a 40 of this, dude.
We need to play Edward 40 Hands one day on the show.
No, yeah.
I'll get someone else to sit
rough.
in that chair to pull some shit up for us.
That'll
but
end terribly.
I'm not driving home. I live here. I'll pay for Ubers. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is
like
a
that?
5 for me.
That's
Dude.
good. That's
this
a 5? It's a 4, yeah.
This is competing with Weihenstephan because I've never had that
I gotta give
funk.
another choice. I gotta give
That
another.
the malt's really good.
Ricky, how you feeling about it? I know you're in the middle of a sip. Sorry, my bad. I can't see you as well, so when I ask these questions, my bad.
I would say like 3.5, 4-ish.
Really,
I'm gonna go 4. Fuck it.
the malt.
It's really good.
Because
my thing is I got I'm a mixologist, right? So I'll make these high end cocktails with these European fucking liqueurs, and I had a guy from Sweden. I made a Boulevardier. I made a Boulevardier.
Oh, Boulevardier.
What I've been
Is that how
doing.
you say it? Boulevardier?
Boulevardier.
Okay.
So I've been
I
switching
say
out.
Boulevander because I'm American.
My issue with Virginia is our ABC laws are so stringent that we can't get access to certain things.
Yeah.
And so every sweet vermouth is going to be Martini Rossi. So what your cocktail is always
Which is
going to
what
be.
martinis are named after.
It's fucking garbage. Martini, it's awful. It's awful. It's not that good. So I've been switching out for Amaros because you have access to good Amaros
you're
out
an Amaro
here.
fan. Okay.
So what I like about
classic.
Amaro is it adds that complexity. So I make these high end cocktails, but there is a trash monster inside of me with that loves. Like for
What's
instance,
the
when
last NASCAR event you went to?
I like that. What's that?
last
No,
NASCAR
not that trash. I'm the trash.
Don't insult me, man. Let me get my.
You're a
fucking,
NASCAR
Let me get my
fan?
butt jacket on.
Oh,
no,
fuck.
I've been to one race, but I had a fucking blast. As a beer fan, well, you got to bring your own like beers like this, but it's a drink. I like drinking environments.
Okay.
So,
I do
yeah.
too. I adapt to the environment. I don't show up to like some dive bar and be like, "Can I get a White Russian?" I don't want your milk. No.
Did you
No,
actually
thank
know the biggest difference between White Russian and Black Russian? I learned this recently.
Cream.
No, one has a job.
Fuck.
That's bad. Finish this beer. And
Black
then
Lives
let's
Matter.
try the last one. Yes, they do. We actually talked about those protests last night.
Yeah, we did. We
Remember
talked
that?
about the protests.
That was very good. Yeah, because you saw them out in Oregon and I saw them out in D.C. But you said yours were very tame because you said there weren't a
So
lot
here
of
was my issue,
actual
dude.
coverage
I was the
from
first one to talk because
Yeah.
I felt because I was keeping track of all this stuff going on. It felt like a global So I believe in energy and I have some weird hippie fucking bullshit concept. jangling around in my head.
I'm surprised you don't have any crystals on you.
I actually do. I
fucking knew
got
you did.
fucking
I knew you
meteorite.
did, but it was meteorite, so I was like,
Meteorite,
I don't know if that's a
Tiger's
crystal.
eye, and actually these were
Okay.
both gifts.
Oh,
So
I
like
believe- yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about like
Were those gifts post-coitus?
one of them's pre-coitus. I hope.
Oh, I don't know if I like that one as much. I wanted it to happen.
So,
Like, oh my god,
Did she give it to you like this?
No,
is
he
gonna
gave it to
have
her.
you Fuck better.
I also fucked up. I took a sip of that, and also it's delightful.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's
Is it
try
the Polliner?
Yeah, this is the Polliner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of the oldest beers since 1634, if I were to guess. I'm just kidding. I looked at the bottle. I do.
No, I've been fucking up. You ever like repeat the same mistakes and hope for different results?
Yeah, I've texted those girls.
Yeah. So I this past year I fell for a
nice. I like
friend and I also hooked up with a coworker.
Here's the thing: is if you just hooked up with a coworker, I don't think that's the biggest mistake in the world.
It shouldn't have been, but that bitch was
She had
crazy.
feelings, or you had feelings?
No, she was a narcissist.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not talking like this new age shit where it's
We
like,
should-
oh, like they're full. Like she literally was a
We
narcissist.
should all be a little bit.
And we got into you can. It's actually it's a spectrum. I've done a lot of research because I keep
She was on the
verifying.
spectrum. You see this guy? What the fuck?
Hey man, they need love too.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
But like
She's
you know,
down,
she was
I'm down.
she was 42. She was 42, and it was like one of those situations where I was just like, you know, like she's 42. I've never hooked up with a coworker. 32 years of being a fuckboy.
Yeah.
I'm reformed now.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
reformed fuckboy, good for you.
I'm a reformed fuckboy, which is
Okay.
good because
We'll talk about that in the bar interview for a second.
yeah,
But go
I'm
ahead.
pumped about that.
Mhm.
So like, I kind of figured like, you know, I can do this. Like, you know, we can keep things professional. But like, we hooked up and like she was going through some shit, and it came to like a crux where like we got in a fight, and the argument was, she was like, "You're not a good listener," and I was like, "I'm a great fucking listener. Like, I'm such a good listener. I know all your shit." And I was like, "What about my shit?"
I know all your shit.
But like, I know
I'm such a good listener. I know all your fucking
I have
bullshit.
written it down.
Jesus. Oh
I'm
my
ready to
God.
go.
Yeah.
No, but like I had all of her shit, and she told the same story multiple times, and I was like, "What about my shit that I told you about?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Well, that's your shit."
Yep.
And I was like, "Okay, well, that's narcissism."
The back and forth. Oh, we're gonna have to cut the middle segment out here, but yeah, that back and forth. The lines of like what is expected in a relationship between men and female. It's you're talking about it right now without talking about it.
No, it's rough. Is like I feel like if we could accept our like inner innate desires, we could come to like an agreement where like you don't have to be a fuckboy. Like, because even when I was a fuckboy, I was very honest. I was very like straightforward. I was like, "Hey, this is fucking good, by the way."
That's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, this
That's
is-
4. Yeah, it's a 4. That's almost.
That's a 4
it's
and a half.
Four and
It's
a
a 4 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Polliner's
fucking
4.5.
cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, we came to that organically. Polliner, last one, 4.5. I'm lining them up here so we can keep track of that later. I'll text you the format
That's fucking
for when
good.
you're editing.
It's just so it's got the cleanness of what you liked about the Hogarden, but also hit the complexity of the Weihenstephan. I want to say it's better, but there's something missing for me that doesn't give it a 5, but it's a 4.5 for sure. But yeah. No, back to the
3.5 for me.
3.5. Okay.
you'll
For
get the
whatever
fuck out.
reason, it's got. I mean, I know you like the funk, but for whatever reason, the funk that it has, it's just not hitting for my taste buds.
That's how
That's
I felt
fair. That's
about.
fair.
I think was it the Hofbrauer or the Hogarden. One of them, the funk. I didn't like it. I just one of those. But I don't know.
Wait. So are you an IPA drinker though?
I drank Natty Ice in college, so I do not discriminate. I'm an equal opportunity beer drinker.
Hell yeah.
Dig that.
Like, if it's available, I'll drink it. Like, I do not give a fuck. Like, at the end of
I'm
the
the
day,
same.
like, it all does the same shit. Like, I'm not above anything. Like, I mean, I do have my preferences, I guess. To be honest, my favorite beers, and this is going to sound like an alcoholic, is I like the barrel-aged, like...
Ooh, the, like, stouts?
Okay, bourbon barrels.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah,
like because
Goose Island bourbon
I'm a
barrel
big
stout?
whiskey fan, so
Yeah.
like when you get that little hint of whiskey after
yeah.
you sip the beer,
Okay.
I love that shit. And they're generally over 10-15% alcohol. So
No, what do you drink in the summer though? Because like, as much as I love those beers, like when it comes to like, I'm out at the beach. You know what the last thing I'm gonna get? An imperial stout and a fucking like barrel aged. Don't care. That's too much.
I don't know, like I can drink like a summer
Pure-
shandy or like a seltzer or like a
yeah.
Corona
Way
or
to just throw up way to just throw up the finish for this. I appreciate you guys. Go keep talking. Go ahead.
so
A shandy guy, yeah.
yeah, I guess
Mm.
shandy or seltzer probably summertime, just because they're easy to drink and you don't really. It's not like super filling.
Yeah.
It's where you feel like a fat ass while you're drinking it.
You got
So,
that, yeah.
because you can only drink like a couple IPAs. Like you can't pound like IPAs are kind of like Guinness. Like you can't just fucking slam that shit all day and like feel good about yourself. Like you're gonna feel.
I feel pretty great when I do it. But I worked at an Irish pub for about 8 months.
You forget,
I feel like Guinnesses are good to sip on.
They're
like,
4.2%. People treat them like they're like an 8% beer.
Yeah, they're not. No, they're light. They're light. They're light. It's just like
alcohol wise, they're light. In your belly, they're heavy as fuck.
Wait.
Not for me, but it's a nitro. It's a texture thing. It's not so much that it's heavy. So it's the mouthfeel. And what I like Guinness for what it is. I would love to go to Dublin to try it because I hear it's way better than the actual Guinness. But they had a really good. It's called NVP out in Colorado actually.
Oh yeah.
It was a nitro milk stout, and that was like 8.5. And I was like, this is how people are treating Guinness. I drink Guinness. I throw them back like Bud Lights. Like I can do it all day.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see what you're saying with the mouthfeel of it, but when I talk about like that stomach feeling, that's all just fucking carbonation from like a beer that hasn't been like properly poured. And so when I chug a beer like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll never get that with a Guinness. Guinness in my mouth feels full because it's a mouthy, chewy beer, but in my stomach, it's always the moment it hits, it's settled.
Yeah, same.
Other beers will hit the stomach and they're just like. You feel it bubbling, like the fucking guy fumbling on 90s football, rumbling, bumbling, fumbling, stumbling. Like that's what it feels like in my stomach. But that's just because it was poured wrong or like it just didn't react.
I did see a video of a dude in his early 20s who went to Ireland in his early 20s, and he was like, I ordered an Irish car bomb, and I just
dude, I will never do.
No,
I'm 30 fucking 2, dude.
He was
those
like,
days
are
past.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
One of my homies. He's not one of my homies. He fucking got tossed out of a bar in Ireland because he walked up, but he's 6'6", black fella, and he's like, he looks terrifying until you talk to him. He's a jolly giant. He's a jolly giant who murdered 2 people in his car. I love you. I don't love you. What the fuck? You did that shit. Don't get mad at me because I said it. But yeah, he did that. But he had ordered Irish car bombs in Ireland and got tossed out of the bar. And I was like, they toss you. He goes. They all looked at me, and then they like looked at their friends. They're like, "Okay." First guy stood up, like, "I'm gonna toss him." Then was like, "Oh, okay, I need some friends." But everyone in the bar was like, "You just ordered the thing that killed my uncle, my grandfather."
Yeah, I was about to say that's the biggest issue. It's American. It's an American drink. It's not an Irish drink, and also it's the name is actually it's almost like dropping the N bomb when you walk in. Be like, "Can I get some N? Word?" And then we get
like ordering a kamikaze in Japan.
Yeah,
I have a question
exactly, dude.
I have a question for Bart and my friends now.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. There you go. But you guys did talk about, these beers that we're drinking right now. Germany is where beers, they're not where they come from. We have some old beer recipes from Midas Touch and the
Do you want to know where beer actually comes from?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, a little fun fact: the straw is actually based out of Egypt. Egypt was the first civilization to develop. And so straw was actually originally used because it didn't have the filtration process for the yeast, so it allowed them to drink the drink around the like buildup and all that other stuff.
Like yerba mate.
Yeah.
If you were listening to what I said, I did say Midas's tomb in Egypt, so I was saying the Egyptians.
Go
ahead.
I'm sorry,
it's all good.
I got excited. Also, we've had a few of these drinks.
I had a history professor in college once that was like the first thing he ever wrote, first day of class, was beer is equal to civilization. Mm-hmm. And he was like explaining that.
The first thing civilizations do is develop some sort of alcohol.
Yes.
No, but basically because of like dysentery and like things like that.
It's cleaner than water.
It killed off a lot of the bacteria.
Oh, that was the issue. They didn't have clean water back then.
So once beer was invented,
they still
like civilization,
Flint,
civilization
Michigan,
fucking exploded after that. Basically, alcohol helped civilization explode. Basically,
yes. I mean, like to this day. Actually, I took a whiskey class the other day, and I didn't realize that since this, starting with the Civil War, moving forward, America has literally used whiskey taxes to get out of like World War I, World War II, all that other stuff. I didn't realize like how hand in hand, and that put me down. Like I get hyperfixations like a motherfucker. Like I've gone through gin phases, I've gone through tequila phases, I've gone through mezcal. Mezcal's actually my present. I love mezcal.
Get the fuck out of here,
dude. Wait, you don't like mezcal?
No,
not yet.
I don't smoke. So that smoke to me just fucking bothers the shit out of me.
No.
Okay,
I got you. I'm gonna come over and make some cocktails.
That was very predatory. I'm just letting you know. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. And you're like, not yet. I was like, okay. I can see what that 42-year-old was saying.
He
I'm gonna turn that no into a
you're
yes.
a good girl, but
You're a good girl.
you're just waiting to be pounded.
Great fucking joke, Ricky. Great fucking joke. Lost the headphone. But yes, as we're talking about beers, I was saying like these are beers that you don't want to drink during the summer. So to palate cleanse our way into what is the summer, there is a German, something I would like to try here, just to finish it out. This is the Stieg Radler. Have you ever had Radlers?
Ooh.
Negative.
Okay, I know you were talking about shandies. Shandies are, kind of came to after fucking Radlers. Radlers are just fucking, it's like beer, and then you kind of mix it with some sort of carbonated like soda.
So this is wheat beer, grapefruit juice, and something else, yeah?
Yeah, it's a malt beverage, that is mixed with
Oh,
grapefruit
I get
juice.
this one confused with Schaffenhofer.
Oh, Schaffenhofer. Oh, yeah, Schaffenhofer makes a good one. I saw that one too.
It's good, but it's only 2.5.
Yes. Oh, do you want to see?
2.5? That might as well be a non-alcoholic. Look at the fuck.
Which is
It's
why.
basically, yeah, you're
Which
right.
is why
You're
when
right.
people
That's
go,
O'Doul's.
when people are in Europe and they're like, "Oh, kids can drink beer there," I was like, "Yes, they can only drink this stuff that's like 3%, 2%." I'll tell you exactly how much this one is here once I can
I
find
think
it.
it's 5 points.
2.25%.
So basically, we should be letting
shit.
high schoolers drink
Yeah, I
Bud
don't know shit
Light.
about the Radler.
He didn't hear it. He didn't hear it. So let's drink this, and then I'll tell him again what the percentage was.
You said 2.5, right?
2.25.
Oh, that is refreshing. It tastes like summer, bud. This is August.
This is a summer drink.
This is August in
Yeah.
a glass.
Even if it's weak, like
Here's the
I
thing
feel
is-
like you could drink that if you're
here's the
pregnant
thing
and
is,
still be
if
safe. Like
I'm not.
Yeah, right?
That's how Hitler was made. Yeah, that's it's one of those things. Like you could drink this beer, it's super light. Like I don't go into every drink like, oh my god, I'm not getting drunk off this. This is super light, super refreshing. If I'm hanging out at the Rhine Falls in south of Germany, I'm like, look at these the waterfalls. This is the biggest waterfall in all of Europe. This is number one, number two, number one somewhere else, obviously, but number one in Europe. This is it, and this is the fucking beer I would drink.
So here's what I'm going to say. I
I
give
say that
this
because I actually did that. But go ahead.
I give this a 5 out of 5 because this is August. It's 98 fucking degrees out. But if you gave this to me in December, I would slap it out of your goddamn hand.
I just crushed it because it was so good.
It's really good, but yeah, 5 out of 5 now. But it's seasonal. It's like I love a good stout.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna drink a stout outside right now. I would drink this outside on the beach.
Oh,
this is the only drink I want now.
I'm giving it a 4.25, and it's purely just for the alcohol
You
content.
just want to do the 2.5 for the alcohol content?
Yeah, I dig that.
But flavor-wise, though, it's very good.
Oh yeah.
Very
It's
good.
refreshing.
Here's the thing. You're like as you're saying, you give this to me on a beach, 5 out of 5. You made my day because I'm not going to look at the can and know that it's only 2.25%. I'm just going to chug it and be like, I'm drinking beer right now. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then
But if I gave this to you up in Denver and Breckenridge and it was snowing outside,
I'm
you'd
like, who the fuck?
like, get this out of my face.
You handed me a pomelo. I don't
Yeah.
want a pomelo. What
This
the
is
hell? Yeah.
this is the board shorts of drinks.
This is the. I love you.
I love
You're
you too,
fun.
bud.
Yeah, that's so great. The board short of drinks. Hell yeah. So your official ranking though is 4.5. You said
4.5.
4.5. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna go 5 just because I hate the half points and percents. I could drink this any day. I wouldn't go out of my I would never. I heard this recently when someone was talking about how they rate beers. They say they judge beers how good they are by how far they would drive to get it. So I wouldn't drive 2 years. I wouldn't drive 2 hours out of my way to get this beer. So then I guess I have to go 4.5 then. But because a 5-star beer, I'll fucking drive 5 hours for it.
If I was in an area where they had no German beers and they're like, hey, they have a Weinstefan, 3 hours away, I would drive for Weinstefan.
I'm still giving.
That's
this
the only 5
I'm
star
still gonna
actually.
give this a 5.
With that
but,
new,
yeah.
you have a strict gradient with your grading system.
I hate half point system. I hate half points.
I love
but
half point.
I think,
Well,
I think
fuck
4.
that. They gave us a half point with the ABV, so
Dave,
you
they-
know
they-
they deserve
they
a
gave us
half
a
point.
quarter point.
Yeah,
They gave us
quarter.
a
You're
quarter
right.
point.
You know,
Portnoy
fuck
would be
that.
so disappointed in you
Who would?
4.24.
Portnoy?
I'd give this one a
Portnoy? Oh, Dave.
4.24.
Fuck
with this
Dave.
pizza shit.
Okay, yeah. Half points are one thing, but he's doing it on a scale of like 4.2. What do you get this as? What is your out of 5?
I said
And then we have to do the last segment.
I said 4.25.
4.25. Okay, 4.25. All right, cool.
I'm gonna give it 4.19999.
Oh damn, 999.
99999.
I thought you said 5 because it's almost August.
He
I
said
said
in
now,
August. He said, it
but
was
I'm gonna
like in
average it
August.
out throughout the year because, like, if I got this between like the months of November through February, I'd probably be like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
but
no,
what,
thank you."
what if the months of November and February you're in Hawaii?
All right.
It's fine. All right, let's transition to
Do
the
you
last
want me to
segment.
tell you what the average scores were, or like
Oh,
which?
no. Oh yeah, if you can do the math right now, yeah. Fuck
All
it.
right. So the first beer,
Weinstefano.
number 1,
Number one.
number 6, which is the summer,
The Stieg
the
Radler.
Radler. Number 2,
Number
Excellent.
2.
Number 4 was
the
the
Kronenberg.
fourth beer.
The Kronenberg. Number 3. You're on
That
the
was
podium.
a funky, weird one, dude.
So weird because
It's literally like, imagine like
the
somebody
beers
like
that drink
tackling like back when you drank like 40 Cobras and
Yeah.
being like, hey, how about that but sexy?
Oh,
And it's like, I never thought I'd
sexy.
want that.
yeah, it does give daiquiri vibes.
The next
Yeah.
one was the 5th beer.
Oh, Polliner.
And then after that, we had the 3rd one.
The good girl.
Hofbrau.
The good girl.
The good
Hofbrau,
girl.
yeah.
The good girl wants it. Yeah.
And then in dead last was number 2.
Number 2, Hogarden. Okay, so
That sounds about right,
The
yeah.
the real
But- and
ranking.
to be fair,
yeah,
that one got a 3.5 average.
3.5 average, and to be fair, the Hogarden, which got last, and the Radler, which got second, weren't actual Weiss beers. Out of the Weiss beers, if the ranking right now is Weihenstephaner, Kronenberg, Polliner, Hofbrau, which is crazy. Because Hogarden, I'm sorry, I did you a disservice. I didn't get the Weiss beer. I got the wit beer, and you can't judge. That's a broken scale. So we do appreciate you guys for all showing up. Hey, Hofbrau, all you boys, you want to send us some stuff. We got it. But we do appreciate that. Let's go to the last segment here because we're running late, and we only run late for guests that we like, and we say this every year, every week. But we
Oh,
actually
fuck.
like this guest.
Are these the questions?
Don't look at the questions, man.
Oh.
Don't do that. You're gonna ruin it. Oh, there you go. Oh, perfect. Ricky, would you like to introduce the last segment here to the guest?
So yeah, we're gonna ask you a series of questions, and then based upon how you answer them, we're gonna determine whether or not you are a friend of the bar or an enemy of the bar. Also, really quick, do you want to do?
Shot? Moonshine.
The
We
white-
got a
the
throwback
white
light?
for one of you guys.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I didn't know if you
This
wanted
is going to
to.
hurt.
Before, yeah, I know we've been
I'm
doing a lot of
alright.
drinking
I'm
this
actually
episode.
pretty buzzed.
Yeah, perfect. I'll pay for your Uber. Here, I get you. Oy. So, this is a benefit of having a drinking show. A drinking show means every now and then you have a guest who actually likes you and decides to make moonshine, not just for you. He made moonshine for himself, but I did exchange one of these Bargoyle
Big
hats.
fucking shot, dude.
Can you see this hat? You can see this hat?
R.I.P.
Bargoyle's hat? We traded. We bartered. I know I'm a bartender, but sometimes I barter. And yeah, you smelled it? Yeah.
Bro, you gave me a big ass shot.
You
I'm
gave
sorry.
him like,
I'm
come
sorry,
on.
yeah.
I saw that. And it's,
That was
alright,
only
RIP,
like
bro. RIP.
1.75 ounces. That was probably like 250.
These are like full shots of, what is this proof? I imagine it's like one.
It doesn't light on fire because I gave it the fire test.
Good,
So it's not blue lightning, but it's still. I was told this is white lightning. Shout out. I make sure I bleep out that last part because he was like, if you bleep my name, don't fucking do that thing where you say the name and then bleep it. Like, oh, we hate Jay. Because don't do that because apparently Ricky has done that before while his editing. Ricky is sorry.
I am very sorry.
There you go. There you go. But this was a gift for the show that we bartered a hat for. This is the Moonshine White Lightning from one of our guests. I've already had it, but
I'm 32.
yeah.
I have arthritis in my shoulder.
Oh,
Let's
Jesus.
fucking do this.
I've torn my shoulders. So there you go. Cheerios, boys.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was smooth. Whoever the fuck you are out there, you're a beautiful soul. That's some of the smoothest moonshine I've ever had.
All right, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
It's
It's
well-
funny. Isaac, I think, took it the worst.
I'm not good at shots. I'm not good at shots. We've discussed this on show. I'm good at my.
Your face is literally like when you see a video of like a 5-year-old trying beer for the first time because they were like reaching
Just
out
biting
for
a
it.
lemon
You're just
for
like,
the first time.
oh god.
What are you doing? Me eating pussy for the first time? I love it.
I don't know. The up and down's a good start. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So, bar enemy, bar friend.
I have to do this just because. Hey, if bar enemy, bar friend is going to be on part 2. Sorry, we run late. That's what it is. We're making too much content. I'm sorry if you're upset that we're making too much content. But if you want to watch Bar Enemy, Bar Friend, you can watch this on Wednesday. This is Monday. You're watching. If this is Monday and you want to comment, Ricky and I are in California. Send us some recommendations of what bars we need to hit. We're not going to fucking go. But just let us know. But anyways, that is it for part 1. We'll see you on part 2 in a few days. And degraded and humiliated and broke my spirit. That is literally my pickup technique for everything.
Like, I don't even have to give 100% dick. Like,
I'm a pillow princess.
He's a pillow